Hi there, it's time again for our weekly Focus for the Week tarot reading. This reading is for the week of 3/5/2017 or March 5th, 2017. So let's look at 3 cards and see what we should focus on or think about or consider as we go into this week. So the first card that we got this week is the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands shows someone who has so much creativity and so much energy and enthusiasm and is almost trying to prioritize or figure out which, it seems like there's so many of these kind of like poking up and kind of giving like, here, choose me, choose me. And the Seven of Wands has to keep them kind of corralled or control all these different energies, competing energies, ideas, creative passions, and things like that. So you might be feeling like you have a lot of things that you're very excited about, or things that you want to start or work on or give your attention to. And the Seven of Wands reminds you that you can actually overwhelm yourself just from all the things that you love and the things that you are excited about that will then cause you to have to feel like you're saying no or turning your back on some of the things that are important to you or that you're excited about. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be excited about anything or everything. It maybe is giving you the reminder to prioritize and be intentional about what you choose to put your energies into and what you choose to commit to, so that you don't feel overwhelmed by it and so that you can really enjoy and take a lot of fulfillment from all these things that you're excited about. Yeah, so I mean, there's just so many new growths here coming off of all these wands, and it's like, you know, a wand, we use a wand for magic, right? So it is something very magical, so it makes perfect sense that you're excited about it and that it just gives you a lot of energy and passion and you're fired up. And just don't let the scales tip over to the point where now you've committed yourself and now you've kind of put all of your energy into all these things and now you feel a little bit overwhelmed. We don't want you to get to that point. So that's the Seven of Wands. Okay, the next card that you got is the Queen of Pentacles. And so Pentacles is usually about being practical, and so we would consider this one like the Queen of Practicality, and someone who really knows how to stretch a dollar and kind of be frugal and choose things that are the best, the most efficient. And this can be about work as well. You might be looking at your work and or what you do to, you know, your occupation and say, how can I do this the best way possible or the most practical way possible? And that might be in direct conflict here to this idea of inviting your passions and your energies in and feeling energized by what you're passionate about. So we're actually maybe seeing 2 sides of a spectrum here. One side of the spectrum of feeling like, wow, I have so many things that I'm so excited about. And the other side, like, let me just be really practical and let me just focus on maybe what saves me money or what earns me money, you know. And so this might kind of give you 2 sides of the same coin or the same pentacle, to think it doesn't have to be either or. You don't have to make a choice between overstimulated and completely pragmatic. You can find something that kind of meets both your money saving or efficiency side and meets your excitement and energetic side. So maybe find a balance between those 2 things. And the third card that you got is the Eight of Swords. And so again, the idea that you might be kind of thinking, well, it's either this way or that way. You might be blind to some other opportunities, and it might make you feel confined, so that you feel a little bit trapped, that you really can't go in any other direction. You're kind of set in this way, and this is kind of how it needs to be. So the Eight of Swords reminds you that the confinement that you feel and that trapped feeling that you might be kind of picking up on a little bit, that is all you. If you don't want to feel confined and if you don't want to feel trapped, you don't have to. It's all these thoughts that you've lined up around you, and the thoughts aren't actually giving you a lot of power. They're actually, it's almost kind of like you've kind of stuck your stake in the ground and said, this is how it has to be. And remember, things change. This is not necessarily how it has to be. It may be how you said it should be, but you're free to make up your mind and you're free to change your mind. So if you are feeling any kind of confinement or feeling trapped or feeling blind about your options, review the choices that you've made and the thoughts behind your choices, and check to see if those are still true or those are still serving you, or to see if maybe there's a different option or a wider expanse that you hadn't considered. And you know, maybe it means letting go of some of your priorities. Maybe it means not necessarily choosing the most practical answer that is the quote unquote the right answer, you know? So you might not be as confined or as trapped as you think. And so that will give you a feeling of freedom this week, and a feeling of, hey, I can make up my own rules. I'm an adult. I choose my own path. I can pull this blindfold off if I choose to. I can knock down some of these swords and step over them if I choose to. That's completely up to you, because as you can see here, your feet are not bound. You can walk in any direction you choose, and you could pretty much shrug off these, what I'm calling self-imposed ropes, kind of holding you together. So yeah, you have that option if you choose. When we look at the numbers, we got an 8 and a 7, so that's 15, and the queen is a 1, so we got 16. And when we add the 1 and the 6, we get 7, which kind of makes sense. That was the card that we started with, the 7 of Wands. And that's all about being introspective and self-reflective, maybe even taking advantage of like meditation or yoga or something that causes you to really go inside and look at how you're feeling and the choices that you're making and why you're doing what you're doing, and checking in with yourself to see if it's right for you. And if it's right for you, great, stay on that path. If it's not completely aligned with what you want and with what you need, then you are free to take a different direction. You don't have to feel confined. So that's what I wanted to share with you for this coming week here. I hope it's helpful. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it resonates with you. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you'd like to book some time with me so that we can do a reading for you about your specific question or topic, definitely let me know as well. I would love to. So thanks again, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.